This program has been brought to you thanks to the generous contributions of our patrons on Patreon. Your patronage is greatly appreciated. And for more content like this, be sure to check out the Modern Alchemist channel on Patreon.
Greetings, and welcome to the Modern Alchemist channel. I'm Aubrey Forrest, the Modern Alchemist, and this is Ask an Alchemist. Today on Ask an Alchemist, we have a question from Marin, who writes and asks, Hi Aubrey. Lately you have been talking a lot about vibrations. When I meditate and try to go inside, how do I know that I am also coming inside or vibrating higher? Can my spiritual ego pretend that I'm going inside and reaching a higher vibration? Hi, Marin. Great question. For me, the trick is gauging how I perceive time as I work inward or outward, which is why I have stressed the concept of time so greatly. I plan to discuss this further in an upcoming video, but in brief, this is how the process feels. When going inward, say when I'm in the shower and taking some time to let my mind relax and move toward a problem or concept that I've been contemplating, I find that my time in thought, which seems to reflect that I've been standing there under the water for some time, does not actually reflect reality. As I work inward, time seems to speed up and I seem to be there for some duration. However, when I snap out of it and return to the world, mere minutes have passed. On the other hand, if I am pushing my mind outward, a great deal of actual time may actually pass, while it seems that I've only been there for a short period. Andy mentioned this in our last Alchemy Break Rubedo, where he described how he had maintained a state over a period of a few months, while practical time sped along at a much faster pace. The difference between the two is this. Inner focus leads to thought focus and thought action. Outer focus leads to physical focus and physical action. Going inward, one can cover a great deal of ground thinking about a thing and all that relates to it. Going outward can lead to increased physical productivity and getting things done. Ordinarily, we don't think too much about the outward focus because when we are doing things outwardly, we're pretty busy. It's only when we're doing things that have a recreational end similar to play that we find ourselves saying, time flies when you're having fun. That sense of time flying is due to the mind's focus on the outside, doing things and being in a kind of fugue state where we don't feel time's passage, even though we are surrounded with indicators that time is, in fact, passing. Ironically, it is when we do not have those same indicators in our inner focus that we feel massive amounts of time may have passed when only mere minutes have elapsed. This is yet another instance of the seeming duality of perception that is resolved through a contemplation of the principle of polarity. As we polarize our vibrations one end or the other, inner focus or outer focus, our perception of time moves with our polarization. In the end, this concept is resolved as we learn to identify the feel of one state of consciousness over another. Just remember to use your sense of the passage of time to provide you the insight as to where you are and what you happen to be doing. Now, to answer your final question, can my spiritual ego pretend that I'm going inside and reaching a higher vibration? I'm not sure that it can, given that there are natural checks and balances between the various inner incarnations of the self. But more importantly, what we are discussing here isn't a technique to become more spiritual, but to be more aware of your mental state, providing you with additional tools in the art of thinking. Plus, I'm not entirely convinced that in a universe that is mental, composed of the all, which is mind, that becoming more spiritual is the goal. It would seem that in this frame of reference, becoming more mental would be our ultimate pursuit. I have confirmed this for myself as I have discovered that as the mind is developed, one's sense of spiritual connection increases with the mind to a corresponding degree. In the end, it is the mind that is the go-between between both the body and the spirit, for it gives voice to how the body feels and what the spirit reveals to you, your ultimate sense of unified self. Great question. I'm Aubrey Forrest, the Modern Alchemist, and this has been Ask an Alchemist on the Modern Alchemist channel. I'll be talking to you really soon.